Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Jose from Florida Hood Blogs. Those are moving boxes. You know what that's for, right? It's for getting out of Florida, y'all. So I looked at the real estate, and there's just nothing in Florida that I am actually going to buy. I'm never going to buy another mobile home as long as I ever live. I'm sick of mobile homes. I think they're a horrible investment. They never appreciate in value. And you can always buy a new mobile home for $80,000 for a nice one, or like $40,000 for a small one. So mobile home is pretty much the absolute worst investment that you could ever make. The land could appreciate, of course it could, but the mobile home never will. So with that said, we're leaving Florida because in Florida, recently after the whole virus thing, everybody from Connecticut, New York, and a bunch of other states have come to Florida, and they've bought everything under $100,000, to where the only thing left in Florida for under $100,000 is mobile homes. And I'm not living in another trailer. I want to live out my dreams, and I'm not going to be able to do that here in Florida. Now, this channel will continue to be Florida. We'll continue to come into Florida. My dad still lives here, and I can basically crash at his place for free. Rent free. It's not like a hotel where you gotta pay. So I can always crash dad's place for free, and I have a lot of other friendships in the States, so I can always come to Florida and stay somewhere and not even have to worry about where I'm gonna sleep at. I'm always going to come back to Florida for my videos. This channel is going to continue being Florida Hood Blogs, and even if my content switches over to being like Georgia and Alabama material, there's still gonna be a lot of Florida material. I'm still gonna keep it Florida. So you guys, if you're a subscriber, you don't have to be afraid. If anything, this channel is actually gonna be better because there's some equipment that I want to get for this channel that is really expensive, and being able to move somewhere more affordable will allow me to do that. Our vehicle will be much more comfortable to travel in. We're actually gonna get a vehicle we can travel in. So this truck is not good for travel. This is a work truck. So it's actually great news for you, the subscriber. I know you guys are terrified. My subscribers are like, oh, no, Jose, we're going to lose you. You're not going to lose me. You're actually going to get a better Jose. Like, I'm not doing this, like, just to give you guys an idea how devoted I am to my YouTube right now. The like top reasons we're leaving Florida is to make our YouTube better. Here's the problem that I have in Naples. I'm at the end of a peninsula. There's water all along the edge here, and underneath me as well in the south. The closest big city is Miami, and you guys don't like Miami for some reason. I don't know why. I've never done a single video in Miami that's actually done well. I don't know why, but I guess everybody knows what Miami's about or something. It doesn't interest people, and it's so overpriced that nobody's actually interested in looking at videos about Miami because only a select few wealthy people or very well-off people can afford to live in Miami. So Miami doesn't interest you guys. Miami's 140 miles from here. Between Naples and Miami, there's absolutely nothing. It's all swamps. Immokalee is right there, and you have to drive into Naples, and it's like a zigzag to get to Immokalee. So like literally I'm stuck between Naples, Cape Coral, Fort Myers. Like I have a small radius that I can work. And if I go north, I can get as far north as Tampa, or as far north as Frostproof. That's as far north as I can get in a day's travel, in a reasonable time frame. In a day's travel, that's how far I can get. I can't get to Orlando in a day's travel. It's not straight shot. I'm doing videos and all that, so it takes a lot of time. So I want to be in a place that is centralized. That's like a spider web. I want to be in the middle of a spider web so I can head in a 360 range making videos in all directions. And I can't do that here in Naples because I have the Gulf Coast all along the edge, and I have the Gulf along this side, the west side, and along the south side. I can't go south because it's in Florida, and I can't go west because the Gulf of Mexico's there. Once I'm in Alabama, I can do North Florida, I can do Mississippi, I can do Alabama, I can do Tennessee and Georgia, and maybe even Missouri or South Carolina in a day's travel. So I'm expanding the area that I can cover dramatically. And there are nice, you guys like the beaches. There's stuff up in North Florida. Just Rosemary Beach, Pensacola, Destin is amazing. I mean, there's really awesome places along the Gulf Coast in North Florida. So you guys are still going to get the same content And I'm still going to come down to this part of Florida a lot because I have my dad here. And my dad, he was in tears yesterday. He was like, Jose, I'm never going to see you again. I'm like, Dad, no, you will see me again. I know my brothers, my sisters, they're going to go up there to see where I'm at. And they're going to take that. I had to explain to Dad. I'm like, Dad, you will see me again. He was in tears. Like, I'm never going to see my son again. I'm like, Dad, it's only like 1,000 miles. And I will be coming to Florida a lot. Like, it will happen. So, this is not bad news for this channel. This is actually the best news for this channel. I'm going to go full-time YouTube, so I'll be able to make better, more detailed videos. I can lay off the junk removal for a while, focus on YouTube, and this could take off, and then I could YouTube full-time. And eventually, Charlie Boo started off doing videos about Detroit. He was in California, Texas. He's been all over the country. You know, you start locally and then you expand. But what makes me different is that as I expand, I'm also going to improve the quality of the videos. A lot of people expand their channel and they don't improve the quality of their videos, just don't go anywhere. So I'm going to expand my channel into larger areas, but I'm also going to improve the quality, improve the equipment that we're using. Like, the whole thing is going to be a drastic improvement. And I'll have more time. I might still set up a junk removal company up there depending on what the local laws are where I end up. But basically in Alabama, I can get, for less than $80,000, I can get a concrete block house with 3 or 4 bedrooms. You can't even buy an empty lot in this zip code where I live. Not on my street because my street is so trashy and ghetto, but a mile south of me, an empty lot in Naples Park is $200,000 just for the empty lot. And then you still got regulations, you know, before you're going to be like $300,000 before you even start the house, because you got to hook up to the septic, you got to put up you know, electricity, driveway. Before you even start building your house, you're already at like $300,000 here. It doesn't make sense. I'm never going to own a house in Florida. It's not going to happen. If I own a house, it's going to be an old raggedy house that's always going to need more money put into it than it's ever going to be worth. It's a dead-end pit. Like, I could buy a house in North Florida that's a fixer-upper, and I could spend the next 5 years of my life fixing it. And when I'm done fixing it, nobody's going to want it because they'll build a brand new house right next to it for less. It doesn't make sense, guys. So what's coming for us is going to be difficult. We're going to leave Florida with our truck and trailer, with everything we have in hitch. I've been trying to give stuff away, throw stuff away, and reduce what I have so that it fits on my trailer, because that's it. And I'm going to put a tarp over it. It's not even an enclosed trailer. I don't care. I just want to leave Florida. Atlanta is a spider web of highways, and so is Birmingham. I want to position myself between Atlanta and Birmingham, 2 of the most hood places in the country, by the way. And I can do videos on each city. Has like 60 neighborhoods. They have rich neighborhoods, they have poor neighborhoods. I mean, in Birmingham on the south side, you got neighborhoods that are like $70,000 is the median family income in this county, south of Birmingham, Shelby County. So there's rich neighborhoods, and there's also, like, for some reason, there's a certain type of video and topic that really does well, and those topics in Alabama are going to do amazing for me. Selma, you guys know history. If you don't know about history, Selma, Alabama is a very important place. Montgomery, Alabama is an incredibly important place when it comes to history. That's Martin Luther King did a lot there. They also have the capital of the Confederate States when the South rebelled against the North. In Montgomery, Alabama, that's where that happened. They actually set up a White House there for the South. And there's a lot of history between Selma, Montgomery. Birmingham is a very historical city as well. Atlanta is an incredibly historic city. Atlanta is probably the fastest growing metropolitan area in the country right now. It's one of the biggest cities in the country. I mean, you can drive 100 miles across Atlanta and still be in the suburbs. Like, literally, Atlanta is like 140 miles across from one end to the other. It's really spread out, and like there's probably 100 towns within Atlanta that Atlanta's just swallowed up the suburbs. And as it swallows up the suburbs, these little towns kind of fall into the metropolitan area. It's amazing. So you guys are gonna love Atlanta. There's so much to Atlanta. I mean, I could work Atlanta for 3 years and not cover everything. So being between Birmingham, Chattanooga, Atlanta, Montgomery, just being around all these larger cities. Huntsville, Alabama is one of the fastest growing places. One thing that you guys have been telling me for the longest is that you guys want affordable places. When I was showing you guys like millionaires and like $1 million houses, you guys don't want to see that. You guys want to see affordable places. Well, guess what, guys? There's nothing affordable left in Florida. There's a few areas, up in North Florida by Keystone Heights, or dude, these are places where you're gonna end up in a trailer with a raccoon underneath your house. If that's your definition of affordable to live in Florida, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm not gonna buy it. So, and if I wouldn't buy it for me, how could I recommend it for you? The South has amazing places. Alabama's not what you think it is. There's a huge prejudice about Alabama. The first time I went to Alabama was in 2016. Well, that wasn't the first time. It was like the most recent time I went to, really went into Alabama. They have places like Auburn, Alabama. Dude, these places, like the real estate in Auburn, Alabama is comparable to the real estate here in Naples, Florida. And they don't have beaches. So that should give you an indication to how much money and wealth there is in that part of this Alabama. You guys want affordability. And I want to show you guys places where a normal working class person can live. And you're an hour from the beach. Like, there's places along southern Alabama where you can come into Destin. And Destin, the beaches there are just as nice as some of the beaches here in Naples. So you can be in Alabama, drive an hour, and be in some of the best beaches in Florida. Or, and really, even if you're in South Alabama, further up, you can still, for a few hours drive, be in amazing beaches in Florida. So don't think that we're not going to do Florida anymore. Actually, we're going to cover parts of Florida that all the YouTubers are here. Orlando, Miami, Naples. This is where all the YouTubers are. I don't want to be where all these YouTubers are. I want to be somewhere that no other YouTube is covering. I mean, this is a business principle that I have learned from my junk removal. When I first started my junk removal business, I was the only guy doing it. I did great. Now there's so much competition. There's no money left to make. People want lower prices and all that crap. Forget about it. Competition is not good for business. So with Florida, this part of Florida, there's a lot of YouTube competition. There's literally one guy that does Alabama videos. He's got 17,000 subscribers, and he's not going at it 100. He's going at it part-time. And anyways, so there's only like one real person doing Alabama, and the way I do my videos, I think I could be really successful. And it's not just Alabama. And again, there's areas like Huntsville, Alabama that are really, really like fast-growing places. I mean, you can get a city where you can get a good job. There's, when you look at Florida, the only place where there's actually industry in Florida is Miami and Lakeland, are the two places where there's actually like industry and stuff. You go to like the most insignificant town in Alabama, and they have like a Honda plant, a Kia plant. I mean, you can really get better jobs in Alabama. Like, the manufacturing there is huge, and I do think that the United States is heading to the point where it's not going to import as much. It's going to be more of a manufacturing. It's going to come back in the style in this country. And when that happens, Alabama, the laws are set up for that. So there's so much industry in Alabama. And, if you can buy a house for $80,000 and make $12 an hour, it doesn't make sense here. You can't get a $12 an hour job here because it's the market here in Florida, not the market, the employment, like labor force is saturated with people in early retirement. And what that does is, like, let's say I'm 30 years old. When I go to compete for a job here in Florida, I'm competing against a 55-year-old woman from Connecticut who has 15 years experience. I can't compete with that. So a lot of you guys, come here to Florida, you're going to find a competitive marketplace. There is no industry. All the work is related around industries like tourism. We've seen that didn't work. I mean, gosh, I've been telling you guys for years now, I'm only doing this for a year, but even on my other channels, I've been telling people you cannot have you cannot rely on a source of income that's not guaranteed. Tourism is not a guaranteed source of income, and that's all that Florida is based off. Tourism. Is it a great place to retire? Yes, but it's a miserable place for a working class person. If you were going to retire, there's nowhere else to retire. I agree with you. If you retire in Florida. Okay, I get that. It's the best place to retire. It's not the best place for a working class person like me or you. if you're not retired yet. And actually, if you're retiring, it may not even make sense for you unless you have at least $500,000 net worth. I mean, I'm honestly, like, I used to tell people, you need at least a $300,000 net worth. Honestly, you need about a $500,000 net worth to come to Florida if you want it to make sense, because you got to leave money for other stuff. I mean, it just doesn't add up. It's so overpriced for what you make. It's not overpriced if you're coming from New York or from New Jersey. It's not overpriced for you. But if you're sweating for your money like I do, this makes no sense. Florida makes no sense at all. It's a miserable place for the working class people. And, in Alabama, if you have $80,000, you can buy a house. Concrete block house. And we got Katie here. She's going to want to join the conversation, but I'm going to cut her off. It's my channel. I'm recording. What's up?
Oh.
Yeah, just give me a few minutes, all right?
Okay.
So, actually, just give me, just close the door so I can just be alone with my thoughts.
Okay.
If you're there, I can't talk.
Okay.
I'll be in a minute.
Okay.
Literally.
Okay.
Get out of here. My show, not yours. So, basically, guys, where we're at now is this. You can get a really good deal in Alabama. I can travel in a circular. I can travel in any direction. It's an octagon. I can travel in any direction for 140 miles. Here, I can't. I can't travel into the Gulf for 140 miles. I have to travel 140 miles just to get to Miami. You know what I mean? There's nothing between Naples and Miami. You know how many small towns there are in Alabama if you travel 140 miles? How many abandoned buildings? For some reason, the abandoned stuff, people love it nowadays. There's North Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia. Like, the abandoned buildings out there are amazing. And those videos usually do really well. So I really do think I'm going to do better with the YouTube. And I'll be happier. The weather is colder. I'm tired of the humidity. I'm ready for a new adventure. I've lived 20 years of my life here in Naples. And you guys are going to get a lot of information that I actually... Me going somewhere else and experiencing a new state is also going to give me a better perspective on Florida, because since I've been here for so long, this is all I know, really. Then I don't understand what other places are like, and I really need an outside perspective to be able to explain to you guys better. Like, in Alabama, the laws are different. Everything's different. So when I'm there, I'll have a better appreciation for what Florida is. So, is this scary? Absolutely. Am I worried about my economical future? Absolutely. Is my dad crying because I'm leaving? He is. My neighbors, I've had neighbors that are crying. They're like, Jose, you're like the block captain, man. We can't lose you. It's really sad for them. Not only is it sad for them that I'm leaving, but it also sends a message that if somebody like you is leaving this place, then there's really not much left here for us. So, I think a lot of people are going to follow me wherever I go if I do good. But it doesn't matter what other people think right now. It's only about me and Katie and our happiness. And for us to be happy, we need to leave this place. And I will make a video about top 10 reasons why Florida sucks. I can't do that living in Florida because I'll get my house egged, I'm also going to make a video about top 10 reasons why I'm leaving Naples. I mean, the amount of content, I'll have content for years just because I'm leaving Florida and starting somewhere new. So, and you guys are going to move. And if you're moving, I need to learn the emotion. I've lived here for 20 years, so I don't understand the emotional process of leaving. I'm starting to understand it. And that's going to help me help you maybe work through some of your fears, because I'm sure if you're thinking about moving, you have fears. So I want to be able to inspire you with whatever you're doing, see new experiences, see new places, and just start a new adventure in life. And you guys are the best. This channel is not going to shrink. This channel is going to grow. And the content on this channel is going to be better than ever. The insight that I'm going to be able to give you guys moving forward will be better than what I am doing now. And honestly, I'll be the same distance from Jacksonville as I am now. And I was recently in Jacksonville. So, like, if you're thinking that because I'm leaving, you're not going to get the same content, okay. I don't know if you guys know this. From Naples, Florida, in my pickup truck, in my pickup truck, I don't drive 80 miles an hour. I drive 65. In my pickup truck, getting gas and stopping for food it takes me 11 hours to drive to Pensacola. You know how long it takes me to drive to North Alabama? 11 hours. So I'm actually further from Pensacola now than I am in Alabama. I'll be closer to Jacksonville, Lake City, Live Oak. Tallahassee is the capital of Florida. I still haven't done it. So I'll be closer to like a lot of stuff in Florida that isn't being covered on YouTube. So I do think the channel's going to be better. So if you're worried about that, don't worry. If anything, the channel's going to be better. And I'll be better.